Hello, hello, it's Julie Davison from juliedavison.com. Welcome to Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie, part 1. It is Sunday, November 24th, 2024, and I'm so happy you are joining us this week. Christmas is 1 month away. Christmas Eve is 1 month from today, and I hope that you are getting ready for the holidays. This week, Mom and I have some more Christmas project ideas to share with you, so if you're not done with your Christmas crafting yet, hopefully these ideas will inspire you. Let's turn the camera around to my desktop and get started. Okay, we are back in the September through December 2024 mini catalog. There's still so many great things that we haven't had a chance to show. So we are this week going to showcase the Sweetest Star Bundle, and I would love to know if this is one that you guys have at home or not. I love punches, and so I love the shape of this punch being a star. Let me open up the catalog and show you. We're on page 47 here in the mini catalog, and I really love this sort of wreath that they've done. I think you could do that just for any occasion, whether it's Christmas or, oh my gosh, red, white, and blue. I think a fun 4th of July star wreath would be super fun. Yes. I wish I had thought of that sooner. I was just thinking like, oh yeah, you could do it for Halloween. But yeah, 4th of July, some star paper or some stripes and solid colors, some glitter white. I think you could have a lot of fun with that. For that occasion, but we're going to make Christmas projects today. So this is a photopolymer stamp set. It includes 3 images: the Santa, the gingerbread, and Mrs. Claus, as well as some other imagery, the snowflakes, and some great little sayings. I'm going to also on my project use some of the Take a Bow designer paper. This is a 6x6 paper pack, and it comes with 48 sheets. You get, is it 12 each? Yeah, 12 each of 4 designs. And they're double-sided with a classic red and green, garden green, and real red, I think. Maybe Poppy Parade, maybe both. And so we've got lots of options there on both sides. So I am going to use this, and I just think it's great Christmas paper in general, but I wanted to show you some samples before we get started. This one, this swap is from Dina Rico, and she used that designer paper as well to create her little Santa card. I love this red and white striped ribbon, and I cannot find mine. I've looked everywhere, and it's just missing. I know I have it. I know I've used it. And it's MIA in my stamp room. So I'm going to use a little white, as I did on this card that I created with the gingerbread man. I just did a little embossing on pecan pie. And this is the Sentimental Christmas designer paper, which I think goes really nicely with the snowflake stamp that's in there as well. Baking Spirits Bright. Oh, so cute. So as I was getting ready for our project today, I was thinking about another favorite project that I'd love to do, and that is to make little ornaments with the punches. And you can do this with any punch. It doesn't have to be the star, but I love that the star is symmetrical, and so it works really nicely for this project. So I've punched 6 total stars with 2 different patterns. I'm using the leaves and the berries and the green polka dots. And all you're going to do is just fold it in half, and you'll do this with all of them. And then you're going to glue them all together. And they kind of, how would you describe this? They kind of like,
I'm not quite sure, to be honest.
like,
I keep forgetting about doing this.
Yeah. They kind of like feather out, I guess, maybe you'd say. And so this is not a new project. Like, I've done this before. Like I said, it works well with any symmetrical shape. So if you have circles, or I suppose you could use like squares and do diamonds. And it could also be die cut shapes. It doesn't have to just be the punch shapes. So once you have them all on there, and I'm just alternating with the patterns, you could have them all be different patterns. You could have them be all the same pattern. You're just going to bring the last 2 together, and then they kind of fan out to create this 3D little shape. And this is fun to make as a Christmas ornament or as a gift tag to just kind of dress up your packaging a little bit. Before we close it though, I want to bring in some of the twine. And like I mentioned, I really wish I had my red and white twine because that would be very festive, but we're just going to go with the white twine today. And I should have waited just a second. I'm going to take my twine and I'm going to just tie a knot at the top to keep that loop kind of nice and strong at the top. So just tie a knot, and then I'm going to take that and put the knot right at the top like that. And then we're just going to do more adhesive, and I'm using the seal, but you could use liquid adhesive to glue all the layers together. One thing I did notice on some of these stars is that like you can see the other pattern showing through. And so I just took some scissors and just cleaned that up a little bit. And just kind of trimmed.
Those are so cute.
Yeah, so this is just a little bonus idea with the star punch. And as we're thinking about other holidays, you could totally do little tags like this for the 4th of July and have them alternate red, white, and blue. So lots of different possibilities for this cute little tag. Okay, but that's not my project today. I am going to bring in my project pieces, and today's project is inspired by 2 different projects that I have shared before. And I'm always casing. I case the catalog, but I also case myself. And so you might recognize this one. I shared it in another Sunday stamping video, but I just love this sort of gatefold card that has a pocket. So it's a card that kind of opens from one side and the other, but I glued the ends down to make a pocket. And then I also was really inspired by this one, which uses a different punch from the mini catalog and the same designer paper. So this is the Humble Home punch that we, or bundle that we shared just, gosh, a couple weeks ago, I think it was. And so I'm sort of merging both of these cards for today's project. And I forgot to write down my measurements, but I'll have them in the video description for you. So we're starting with a card base that's real red. It's 8.5 by 5.5. I scored at 2 1/8 inch. And then I'm going to fold the other part to the center. Sometimes I find that the cardstock can be stiff. So I'm just going to run this against my desk edge, just like, you know, kind of burnishing it, just to kind of help get that fold going so I don't have any weird creases. I'm going to bring those centers together and use the bone folder to fold that flat. I love this trick, Mom, that you shared with me, because I sometimes would score it, and because the cardstock can sometimes be a little bit off, it would not necessarily meet in the middle, and that was always frustrating. So if you score just one side and then fold it manually, then you'll meet in the middle. So this is sort of that basic gatefold card that normally would open up like this. Or like this. we are going to glue down one part of the gatefold though to make that pocket. So I'm going to use a little bit of tear and tape, one on each side. And fold that up. Okay, now for the front and for the inside, I have 2 identical pairs of white and garden green cardstock. The white pieces are 3 inches by 4 1/4, and the dark green or garden green is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. And so one of them for the front, I have embossed with that Forever Plaid embossing folder. I love this one for all occasions. It is part of the Reindeer Fun Suite, but I think it's just so great even for fall cards, and I think it'd be really pretty for spring too. So this is going to be the front and the same measurements, but plain cardstock for the inside. Let's do the inside first. I also used that, gosh, what is the name of this one, Mom?
Good Lord.
Yeah, it's in the annual catalog, and it is essentially a tab. And so you punch it and then you fold it over to create a little tab. And so I'm going to use this for the inside. Let's go ahead and do our stamping. And I had my grid paper. I don't know where it went to, so I will do my best.
I think it's called keeping tabs.
Ooh, that sounds right.
I'm looking it up very quickly here.
I'm going to use some Granny Apple Green to add some snowflakes to our inside piece. And then I'm going to also add a sentiment inside. This comes from the stamp set we're using, the Sweetest Star, and it says, "May your days be merry and bright." I'm going to glue this down onto the garden green, and then we'll add the tab to the corner. And you don't necessarily need the tab, but I just like how it adds a little extra touch. That's going to go over here, and I'm going to just kind of center it above where the words are.
Yes, keeping tabs.
Keeping tabs. Thank you for looking that up. And that one is available
in both punch and die.
Yes, and I was just gonna say that. You've got the option there.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. Now, is the die, is it just a single die, or is it more than one shape?
I just closed the book. Let me look. I think it's more than one.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. It's right here. No, actually, the die is one, and the punch, of course, is one.
Okay, I think it's the other one, the Labeled with Love, that has a punch and die option, and that one is
You get either a die with 3 of the Labeled with Love tab, or the punch, of course, is one.
That's right. Okay, so we did our little card on the inside, and I love how that little tab just kind of brings in some of the same designer paper that we've got on the front. So I'm layering the plaid to the garden green cardstock, and then we're going to use that same starry paper with the garden green and Granny Apple Green and layer those. I'm kind of going for like a diagonal here, so I'm going to do the top and bottom and angle them just a little bit. And then we've got our greeting, and we need to do our little Santa. So let's get out those stamps and do those next. I don't do a lot of coloring, but I'm going to color today. And because I do so little coloring, sometimes I realize like, oh, I really need to replace these Stampin' Blends. And so I've got some red and black. I've got a little bit of Linka Stella. And what I found was that my reds were just a little frayed on the one tip. And so I'm going to be using the other tip today. But if I were doing this with a good marker, I may use the brush tip to kind of have an easier coloring. Now, because I don't like to color, I don't feel like I'm necessarily very good. And so I am kind of taking a cue from Dina's card. I really love the way that she colored her Santa, and she kind of had some dark around the bottom and then sort of blended that out. And so I'm kind of doing the same thing, starting with the dark and sort of those shadowy places. And then I'll go back with the light. And this one also is a little, I don't know, it's maybe a little dried out. Anyway, I'm getting like a frayed edge. So again, I'm going to use the other side. This one also just has a lot of like little places to color, and sometimes that can be tricky with the Stampin' Blends because the brushes are so big. What is one of the colors that you find you go through a lot with the Stampin' Blends, Mom?
Oh, boy. I just replaced a bunch of them. Probably the reds, Poppy Parade, Real Red, Cherry Cobbler. I also use a lot of the greens. And maybe I'm just thinking that right now because it's Christmas time.
Yeah.
So I've been using a lot of those. But flowers tend to be, I use a lot of the coral.
Yeah.
And yellows for the centers and sunflowers. So, it's really hard for me to say. Like I said, I bought several new ones because during the sale to replace some of my icky ones.
That was such a great sale.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Do it again.
I know.
I intended to look at all my markers and figure out what I needed to. And I did that with the cardstock, and then I just kind of forgot. I just forgot to look at my markers, so that's okay. Because Celebration is coming up pretty soon.
This is true.
And that's always a great time to stock up because you get extra freebies.
Yeah.
I'm using the light basic black to add the belt and the boots. It's so funny to like color this little Santa with the tiny little boots. I'm going to add a little ivory. We have so many great natural Stampin' Blends. So there's lots of different options for Santa if you want to make him bronze or ivory or any other colors in between. You're good there. I'm going to add some Wink of Stella, add some sparkle to Santa's beard and to the trim of his hat. I know it's hard to see on camera, but Wink of Stella is just the perfect thing to add. I feel like to all of your cards. I don't know how well you can see.
Nice.
So I've got them all colored, and now I can take that punch. Gosh, I just love punches. And I can just punch him out. Boop. So easy. So this is going to go here on the front. And I love how it's coming together. I was struggling with the colors, and I as I often do, I was like back and forth, like, should this be a black layer? Should it be a dark green greeting? Like all the different options. And so whatever you choose at home, it's not wrong. Just play around, figure out what you have, what you love. So he's going to go on Stampin' Dimensionals, and so is the greeting across the center.
Oh, I like that off at an angle.
Yeah. And of course, we gotta have some bling. So I'm bringing in my peppermints. Don't be mad, you guys. Don't be mad. These peppermints have been so popular. They are sold out again.
Yeah.
But I think that they are just too perfect here for our little embellishment. And so I wanted to bring in some of that red and green. And unfortunately, I think they're not going to be back in stock until right around Christmas or after Christmas. And so if you didn't get a chance to get them, then they'll come back in stock and you can put them away for next year because they're so timeless. Little peppermint embellishments. You'll be happy to use them next year. And I feel like we always have some kind of really popular paper or accessory that like just is so much more popular than Stampin' Up! Imagined, and they can't keep it in stock, which I think is kind of exciting and fun to have something that everybody wants. So it's coming back, I promise.
So cute, Julie.
Oh, thank you. So here's the finished card, a little pocket in here for your message, and you can stick a little gift in there too, like a little gift card if you wanted to, or it could just be kind of fun to have a little card that pops out.
So fun.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. I have already seen a sneak peek of what you are creating, Mom, and I know that everyone is going to absolutely love it. So click the link right in the middle of the screen so that you can go check out part 2 of Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie and see what Mom has created with the Sweetest Star Bundle. Thank you so much for watching today. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the project ideas that I shared, and also make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on future videos. Until next time, happy Thanksgiving. I hope that you have a wonderful week. And Mom, I cannot wait to come in just a few days and spend some time with you and Dad. It's going to be awesome. Okay.
I'm so excited.
But now we head over to Mom's channel, so we'll see you over there in the live chat. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Bye.